Banshee Season 3, Episode 4 Real Life is the Nightmare Review. In this episode, Chabon finds out Hood's true identity, but will she expose him? There's a rematch fight between Hood and Proctor, and the war between Chaitin and the town of Banshee has started. Here's my review. So Hood arrives at Chabon's mobile home to find her in tears. She knows everything about his past, with Rabbit and Carrie. She points a gun in his face and thinks about shooting him. Hood says, "It's just me." Chabon replies, "There is no you." She doesn't shoot him and yells at Hood to get out. He leaves, wondering if she will turn him in. We see Gordon finally turn his life around. He shaves off his scraggly beard, throws away all the pills and bottles of alcohol, and starts exercise, and even makes things better between him and Carrie. Carrie freaks out at the diner and quits. She goes to a grimy biker bar, has a few shots, beats up a biker for hitting on her, and steals his motorcycle. She goes on a joyride, chased by a cop car, flips him off before getting away, and runs out of gas and has to call Hood to pick her up. Meanwhile, Hood tells Job and Sugar that Chabon knows his true identity. Job freaks out and wants to leave, but Hood believes Chabon might not turn him in. Proctor sends Burton to steal the dead body of Tommy Littlestone from the morgue before the Red Bones have a chance to recover it. Rebecca tags along and Burton hates that. When they get to the morgue, a couple of Red Bones are loading the body into a red van to take it back to the reservation. But Rebecca takes the wheel with Burton in the passenger seat and follows the van. She plays chicken with them and wins. The van swerves at the last second and crashes. Both Red Bones are critically injured. Rebecca throws a lighter and blows up the van. Both Rebecca and Burton walk away from the explosion as the two Red Bones burn alive with Tommy's corpse. Rebecca is becoming more and more evil, which impresses Burton. Hood, Brock, and Billy Raven arrive at the crash site and meet up with Deputy Amy. She knows it wasn't an accident and says Chaitin will see this as a declaration of war. Hood tells her to stay out of it and do nothing. Later, Amy is at the morgue crying over Tommy's burnt body because they were childhood friends. Then Chaitin shows up, pissed off. He carries the body out of there to give his little brother a proper burial back at the reservation. This is my favorite scene. Hood meets up with Dava and she is still upset from the time she wanted to hang out with Hood and he turned her away. Hood apologizes and she asks why he cares, because he doesn't want her to hate him. She then realizes he is leaving town. She asks does it matter that she wants him to stay, and he says it does matter. Dava doesn't hate him. Maybe only a little bit, she says. Later you see Dava break into a video game store to steal a game for her brother Max, using the advice on how to be a thief from Hood. I hope to see more scenes between Dava and Hood. Later Hood is in his truck about to leave Banshee for good, but he remembers what Brock told him once before. This town needs someone serious about taking down Proctor. So Hood turns back around and arrives at Proctor's strip club with a gun and shoots at Proctor, but only grazes his head. They get into a huge fight. They brawl all over the club. On stripper poles, they use power tools. Both get in some brutal shots, but Hood gets the upper hand in the end and is about to smash Proctor's head in with a hammer, while Rebecca stands by and watches. But Brock shows up at the last second and stops Hood. He arrests Proctor and takes him back to the station. Back at the station, Hood and Chabon talk. She decides not to turn Hood in, but wants him to quietly resign as sheriff. Hood says what they had together wasn't a lie, and it was the only time Hood felt safe was with her. But Chabon tells him to walk away. The episode ends with Chaitin and all the Red Bones lock and loading their stolen weapons, getting into their trucks and arriving outside the police station. Suddenly Hood and Chabon are blinded by car headlights from outside, and Hood yells to get down and dives onto Chabon to cover her as bullets riddle through the building. It fades to black. The war has officially started. That was my review of episode 4, Real Life is the Nightmare. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the episode and who will win the war. There is no preview for next week's episode 5. It only says don't miss the episode that everyone will be talking about. I think someone major will die next.